Hari Om, Om Shanti, Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Welcome to all the spiritual seekers to my divine production in its series. It started about 8 weeks ago, and we keep on producing knowledge about the life in this world and the knowledge and the wisdom, rather, about the spiritual life in Parlok, in the other lok, in the spiritual arena, on the transcendental platform. Welcome all. I hope you have had time to go through some of my divine video clips that I produced just in the recent past. In this particular session, I would like to put emphasis on the expectations of Lord Krishna from human beings, having been born as the most intelligent creatures on the face of this earth. He expects something from us. What is it? What does he expect? Let's see. In some of his stanzas, the verses that he uttered during the dialogue between him and Arjuna in the middle of the battlefield, that Kurukshetra war, before the war began in that Dharmakshetra. Govindaya Namaha, Govardhanaya Namaha, Vishnuvaya Namaha, Shankaraya Namaha, Pradyumnaya Namaha, Aniruddhaya Namaha, Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृत अद्वैतामृत वर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्बा त्वाम् अनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् आ आ Before we get to the actual divine topic for today, let's meditate on the mother of wisdom, this Bhagavad Gita. We must meditate as Bhagavad Gita provides immortal, non-dual wisdom as a nectar to be milked into our mouths, milked into Arjuna's mouth to realize our true self, and then God realize. It was written by Vedvyas, ancient Rishi, long time ago, more than 5,000 years ago, in Dwapar Yug, post-war, post-Kurukshetra war. It became part of the Mahabharata, containing 18 chapters It's in Bhishma Parva, also contains 18 chapters. Bhagavad Gita contains 18 chapters, 18 yogs. We'll get to that, what is meant by yog or yoga. Bhagavad Gita deals with Advaita, just oneness, no duality at all. In all, in this cosmos, only one thing exists. That is the truth. That is the truth about the Paramatma, our Atma, individualized Atma. When individualized Atma merges with the Paramatma, it only becomes one. We are his amshas. Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvam Asi. So, in this cosmos, there exists only one, only one aspect, that is the consciousness. And you see, Bhagavad Gita is the one. That means we are addressing Bhagavad Gita. You are, O Bhagavad Gita, you have been instructed by Narayana himself, Sriman Narayana himself, Lord Krishna, to Arjuna, imparting that wisdom to realize oneself, and then severe severely getting engaged, intensely getting engaged in his bhakti, in his devotion, loving devotion, to get out of these sansaric bonds, cutting asunder the karmic bonds. Oh Bhagavad Gita, you are the one eventually going to deliver us from this samsara successfully. Therefore, we meditate upon you, Bhagavad Gita. Hari Om. So, coming to the actual topic of today, the divine topic, what does Lord Krishna expect from us? Lord Krishna does not expect us to go through all the rituals that are mentioned in the Vedas, particularly, as you know, Bhagavad Gita is the summary of Upanishads that are there in each Vedam or each Ved. Upanishads are considered to be the golden nuggets of wisdom. Lord Krishna put it together in the form of those divine songs in Bhagavad Gita, and then milked into the mouth of Arjun for him to realize his true nature and God realize and take action. Just after 45 minutes before the war began, and as per Lord Krishna's instructions, he agreed to follow his instructions because he completely surrendered to him. He took his shelter. Thereby, he became victorious with flying colors over Kauravas, enjoyed the kingdom and ruling, and eventually headed to the abode of heaven. Arjun, as you know, was Lord Krishna's best friend, devotee. So, Lord Krishna served, being Bhagavan, he served as his charioteer in the Mahabharata battlefield. But Lord Krishna actually made him win the war. Single handedly, he took care of everything. Lord Krishna. Mm-hmm. 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 So, coming to the actual divine topic for today, we want to just a little bit discuss about what's going on in this Kali Yuga. After Dwapar Yuga, we came into existence in this age, in this modern age. More than 5,000 years elapsed since the Dwapar Yuga ended. Kali Yuga is also called the Age of Iron, where Kali is the one ruling this modern age ever since it began post Lord Krishna's departure from the face of this earthly plane. Kali Yuga does mean it's a distraction and degradation. Distraction in the sense that we are distracted from the face of God and we are attracted to the material world, the material subjects and objects. We are allured. We are attaching our minds, intellect, and everything to the material aspects. We turned our backs to the Lord. As a result, we are facing consequences now and then in this Kali Yuga. Lord Krishna suggested a long time ago to surrender everything to Him. Then He will take care of us. Whatever we have, the virtues, He will preserve. On the other hand, He will also help us progress on our path to spiritualism. Reaching is abode of peace and bliss. In fact, Lord Krishna expects us to become like Him, get to acquire His qualities. Never worry about anything. Just take action, perform your prescribed duties, perform your swadharma, not the paradharma, as the paradharma is dangerous for your skills and for your welfare. That's why you have to realize your swadharma, your own self rights and duties, and perform them in the way Lord Krishna expects from us. He never emphasized that we should follow all the rituals that are mentioned in our Vedic scriptures. All of them were for those who are greedy in acquiring more wealth. They pray to all types of demigods and satisfy them in order to get material boons. The ritualistic activities are for those who are greedy and who want to amass wealth, giving away in charity, and then celebrating everything in a pompous way, not following any austerities. So, Lord Krishna expects from us, if you perform penance, if you perform sacrifice, if you purify yourself externally and internally, what all I need is your loving devotion toward me, and then working for the greater good of the people. not expecting anything out of your karmas when you perform your duties, not focusing on the end results for your sense gratification, but working for the welfare of the greater good of humanity. Sacrifice and work without expecting to enjoy the fruits of your actions. That is the central message. Thereby, what you do is, although you are performing your actions and you do not focus on your fruits, that means you are not bound by the karmic reaction. Your action becomes inaction. Okay, that that is the one you need to perfect. You perform your activities, at the same time it needs to be considered as inaction. When others run away from responsibilities, this paradharma responsibilities, material dharma responsibilities, they don saffron robes, run away into the forest or to a mountain top and perform penance. And then, when they find difficulties in that, also, they run away from that, always running away from place to place, not focusing on anything, either on material duties or getting engaged in serving the Lord. That means when they are not performing any activity, it amounts to doing all kinds of karmas. That means that is performing action in inaction. They are in inaction, right? But yet performing actions because they're contemplating for their sensual pleasures to be gratified, to gratify their five senses. They're pretending to be treading the path of spiritualism. Those who know this fact, that when a genuine person performs actions, that becomes inaction, and when a cheat does not perform any action, it becomes an action. Those who know this fact are the ones with full wisdom. They are the ones who are enlightened. Accordingly, they tread the path of spiritualism and attain the abode of peace and bliss of that Paramatman. Okay, so what is next? Let's see. So herein, let's talk about a little bit about yoga or yoga. As you know, the word yoga or yoga has been transformed across the world with many different distorted features, commercialized. What does it mean, yoga or yoga? According to Bhagavad Gita and our sacred scriptures, yoga means to unite, to connect, to have that religion. Religion, that means to reconnect, to regroup, re-assimilate, re-merge, or binding together. So both the words like yoga and religion, you have to align again with the God. That is religion. Religion. That is religion. So yoga, and religion, they're one and the same. But you see, religions have certain names attached to them. That is the problem. That is the problem in our world. But discrimination, racial and religious discrimination, what they call, in order to show superiority of their faith. But you see, according to Bhagavad Gita and our sacred scriptures, God is only one, no matter to which branded name, that religion, that label you come from. All religions actually end up in one abode, that the abode of peace and bliss, Satchitanand, that is the truth. Existence, awareness, and bliss. That's what God is. Why we have all these problems in this Kali Yuga, and to some extent problems in other ages too. It is due to lack of vidya, due to eclipsing our Atman, individual Atmans, with material desires, that karma, that desire to gratify your senses is the one eclipses your true nature, that soul's nature, that amsha, that aspect of Paramatma, that God, that Brahman, that absolute Brahman. So, all in all sacred scriptures, Upanishads, Vedas, Bhagavad Gita, everything, everything suggests that we need to reconnect, merge our consciousness with that of the Paramatman's consciousness, that cosmic consciousness, or you call universal consciousness. You need to be connected with it. That is the main goal. Okay. So Lord Krishna expects this one from us ultimately, after being bestowed his mercy, his kindness, his grace. If you become his devotee, there is no doubt you will get it. You get his blessings, his mercy, his kindness, his grace. We need to do everything for his pleasure. That is Bhagavatartha karma. You need to perform for his sake, for his pleasure. God should be the beneficiary and you become the benefactor, then he loves it. Of course, do not forget about your family, your responsibilities. You must perform and fulfill your responsibility to maintain yourself and your family and your elderly people. Do not forget. Do not run away from that responsibility. If you do not run away and fulfill all your responsibility at the same time, tread the path of spiritualism to satisfy Lord Krishna, then you are home. That means no matter whatever you perform, it all becomes nil. That means no action. That means inaction in your actions. That's what you need to see. Then you are not bound by any karmic reactions whatsoever. One needs to perform and one needs to achieve that nishkarma siddhi or naishkarma siddhi. It is called perfection of inaction. It means do not stay away from not doing anything. Don't be attached to that. You need to perform your actions. This is the central message from Bhagavad Gita. You do all activities, perform all activities according to Vedic injunctions. It clearly mentions what to do, what not to do. Okay. But you see, when you perform all your activities following Sanatana Dharma, your actions become zero. That means you are not bound by any karmic reaction. That means you are liberated. That's the status Lord Krishna wants us to get. We all must get it. But it is a matter of time. How many janmas, how many repetitious births and deaths one has to undergo. We need to minimize this. We need to think this is only the human form that we are endowed with, and then put maximum efforts to reach that ultimate goal of getting liberation and being with Him and serving Him at His lotus feet, enjoying every moment without thinking about the earthly plane and the materialistic subjects and objects. That's the main goal. Get that Naishkarma Siddhi. When you when you have true identification about yourself as the Atma, that is the Swadharma. So follow the Swadharma qualities, not the Paradharma qualities. Herein, Paradharma means the material. At the same time, sometimes when you say para, that means it is the supreme transcendental form or super transcendental form, the spiritual arena. But particularly here, follow your swadharma, not paradharma. Paradharma is material dharma here. Okay? Lord Krishna also expects you to fight for your rights and protect the welfare of all at all times without any fear whatsoever. When you think and when you operate under sattvic mode and thinking that you are an Atman energy, you will not fail. Once you are launched onto that platform, that transcendental platform beyond your trigunas, sattva, rajo, tamo, then you are home. You are accomplished. Your very goal of being born as a human being. Mm, mm, mm. Lord Krishna also expects us to perform as an agent rather than rather than a human being working for yourself. You need to work for Him, work for the God. So, herein, Lord Krishna embeds what all He expects from you. He does not expect wealth, gold, silver, or any other material form from you. What all He expects? Very simple things. And of course, these some of them are materials. What are all embedded in this stanza when we chant this. But all in all, one needs to have a pure heart with cleanliness. Whatever you offer to the Lord, He will accept and partake in it. Those things have to come from His devotees with pure heart. Patram pushpam फलं तोयं यो मे भक्त्या प्रयच्छति तदहं भक्त्युपाहृतम् अस्नामि प्रयतात्मनः तदहं भक्त्युपाहृतम् अस्नामि प्रयतात्मनः आ, आ, This is from Raj Vidya Yoga. If one offers to me with devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or even water, I delightfully partake of that article offered with love by my devotees in pure consciousness. That is what Lord Krishna expects from you. You don't need to donate billions of rupees, gold, silver, any crowns, or any garlands. All in all, he expects with loving devotion if you offer him a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or even water, he will partake in it very delightfully. That's what he says. And in the second one, from the same chapter, Raja Vidya Yoga, what does he expect from us? Manana bhava madbhakto Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktvaivamatmanam matparayanaha मामे वैष्यसि युक्त्वैवमात्मानं मत्परायणः आ, आ, Always think of me, be devoted to me, worship me, and offer obeisances to me, having dedicated your mind and body to me, you will certainly come to my abode of peace and bliss. Machitta madgata pranaha bodayantascha parasparam machitta madgata prana bodhayantaha parasparam कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यं तुष्यन्ति रमन्ति च कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यं तुष्यन्ति रमन्ति च आ, आ, आ My devotees always remember me. They always contemplate on me. They are ready to sacrifice anything for me. They always share their wisdom about me. They sing my praises. And They get delighted by discussing about my leelas. Everyday basis, they get satisfaction, and they they enjoy the discussions together. They always enjoy. Mm, What does Lord Krishna expect from us in order to go to his abode of peace and bliss? Even if you do not perform anything, even if you are full of sins, but you see, if you have a little bit knowledge about spiritualism and you practiced for a while, and yet you are not treading the path of spiritualism, you you have gone astray from that path. But you see, he says, at the time of death, at the time of renouncing your body on this earthly plane, even if you remember that monosyllable, Om, and you utter, then you are guaranteed that you are going to come to my abode of peace and bliss. How wonderful it is! What a concession! What an opportunity for us to reach his abode of peace and bliss. But you see, it is not that easy to get to his abode of peace and bliss. It is not that easy if you do not remember that monosyllable Om at the time of renouncing your body. It only comes with practice. That yoga abhyas, nirantar yoga abhyas with undivided attention, then you will have that memory. Even if you are suffering from many ailments at the time of renouncing your body, you will remember him somehow, and you will have the chance to go to his abode of peace and bliss. ओमित्येकाक्षरं ब्रह्म ओमित्येकाक्षरं ब्रह्म व्याकरणं माम् अनुस्मरन् यप्रयाति त्वजन् देहम् स याति परमां गतिं यप्रयाति त्वजन् देहं स याति परमां गतिम् आ, आ, आ. Coming to the as is words of Lord Krishna from this stanza, one who departs from the body while remembering me, the Supreme Personality, and chanting the monosyllable Om, he or she will attain the supreme goal. Let's see our beloved Lord Krishna further expect what from us? Ananyascintayanto mam ye janaah paryupasate Ananyascintayanto mam ye janaah paryupasate तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहं तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम् आ आ those devotees who worship me without thinking about anything, with undivided attention and focus, with that Shraddha, strong Shraddha, without any deviation, when they merge their consciousness with my consciousness, that means they are in yoga with me. I will preserve what they have, all their virtues, and then help them progress on the path of spiritualism to get to my abode of peace and bliss. Again, what does Lord Krishna expect from us? What type of concessions we have? What type of easy opportunities we have as human beings to realize ourselves and realize the abode of peace and bliss where he resides. Of course, he resides within your own body in Sahasrara Chakra, but you got to put efforts to get to that destination within your own body while you are living in this body as an individual Atman energy. प्रयाणकाले मनसाचलेन प्रयाणकाले मनसाचलेन भक्त्या युक्तो योग योगबलेन चैव भ्रुवोर्मध्ये प्राणमावेश्य सम्यक् भ्रुवोर्मध्ये प्राणमावेश्य सम्यक् सतं परं पुरुषमुपैति दिव्यम् सतं परं पुरुषमुपैति दिव्यम् आ आ Lord Krishna further expects you to perform that internal pranayam that we have been referring to and giving a little introduction and demonstration in the previous divine productions. Here and again, Lord Krishna says, if you perform internal pranayam using that technique, nasabhyantara charinao, you will balance your life airs and deposit right here in your brukuti for all your systems to function to their at their maximum and accommodate your individual Atman energy within your own temple, your body, will enable you to realize your true self with the Shakti, that energy, that balanced life airs energy will enable you to realize your true self and eventually enable you to realize the Paramatman within your own body. But you see, it only comes with practice. That yoga sadhana, that yogagni generation, purifying your body, mind, and intellect That's what is required. Then that particular person is guaranteed to reach my abode of peace and bliss. That divinity, that arena of divinity you will reach. There is no doubt about it. But you have to pay undivided attention, focusing on your brucity and intensifying your vision in your brucity. Then you will feel it that you are with Him. There is no doubt about it. There is no doubt about it. That's what Lord Krishna expects from us to do, nothing else. What does he want us to do in this process of cutting bonds with the sansar and realizing our ultimate goal to be with him? Antakaale च मामेव स्मरन् मुक्त्वा कलेवरम् अन्तःकाले च मामेव स्मरन्मुक्त्वा कलेवरम् यप्रयाति स मद्भावम् यप्रयाति स मद्भावम् याति नास्त्यत्र संशयः याति नास्त्यत्र संशयः आ Let's see what Lord Krishna embedded in this stanza for us to get liberation, that final nirvana, that moksha from this world, from this maya. He says, those who relinquish the body while remembering me at the moment of death will come to me. There is certainly no doubt about this fact. As you know, Lord Krishna recommends Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Whatever you do, a dash of bhakti or exclusively bhakti in the end. If you have that, the combination of all three of them, and then eventually that bhakti, that loving devotion toward Him, He says that you are guaranteed to get my divine nature. You can abandon everything, what all you have, what all you have. You can abandon your paradharma, your material dharma, your righteousness, unrighteousness, your wealth, your house, your relatives, your near and dear, everything you can renounce. If you renounce everything, if you seek my shelter and you surrender to me 100%, I will take care of you. I will liberate you from your accumulated sins. You will be clean. You will be cleansed of all your sins. He says further, he assures not to worry, not to grieve, if you have done mistakes, if you have committed sins. Never fear. You come to me and you are protected. That's the assurance Lord Krishna gives in this stanza. He says, leave all varieties of dharmas, what all you have. It does not matter whether you are male, female, young, old, and suffering from many maladies. Eventually, you seek my shelter, then you are protected. That is the truth. Sarvadharman परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकम् exclusively मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वाम् सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः अहं त्वां सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः आ आ Let's see, in his own words, what does Lord Krishna embed in this divine stanza? He says, abandon all varieties of dharmas and simply surrender unto me alone. I shall liberate you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Leave all righteous and unrighteous, whatever you have done. Mm, 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 Hari Om, Om Shanti. I hope you enjoyed the wisdom that we can acquire from the Bhagavad Gita shlokas. I'm sure that you know what Lord Krishna expects us to do for us to accomplish our own ultimate goals individually. You have to elevate your own Atma. No one else can elevate your Atma. You can only get directed for you to elevate or degrade. If you are in the company of miscreants, you degrade your Atma. As a result, you accumulate apana, you externalize your life affairs, your energy, everything will be gone, and then it leads to self destruction. That is why you need to elevate, perform that internal pranayam, place the balanced life air so that your body functions well, mind functions well under the direction of your intelligence. But you see, you have to be in the consciousness of your Atma. Highly important for you to realize your Atma. that identification, not the bodily identification though. Hari Om, Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum, with another divine production in the days to come. Um, and I hope that you will join me in in actually going through my future divine productions. Mm, 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 mm,